My God! The NBA has just been turned upside down. Reports are exploding as the Golden State Warriors make a blockbuster move for none other than Zion Williamson, a trade that could shake the entire league to its core. But that's not all. Filipino sensation Kai Sotto has just confirmed his signing with the Warriors in a jaw-dropping announcement that has fans around the globe going wild. Could this be the birth of a new super team? Curry, Zion, Butler, and Sato all on the same squad? The Dubs aren't just rebuilding, they're dominating. This news is electric, emotional, and absolutely historic. Stay locked in, everything just changed for Golden State. Well, Warriors fans, it's official. Kai Sotto, the 7'3" Filipino sensation, is now a part of the Golden State Warriors organization. That's not a rumor. That's not fan fiction. That's a confirmed development, backed up by multiple reports and already sparking waves of excitement across social media, Reddit, and basketball circles from the Bay Area to Manila. For months, there's been buzz, speculation, and hopeful chatter around the possibility of Sato landing with an NBA team. But now, it's no longer about potential. This is reality. The Golden State Warriors have brought in Kai Sotto, and it's a move that's both historic and strategic. Let's start with what this moment means for Filipino basketball fans. Kai Sotto becomes the first full-blooded Filipino player to officially join the Warriors, one of the most iconic franchises in NBA history. The significance of this can't be overstated. Filipinos are some of the most passionate basketball fans on the planet, and Sato has long been the country's NBA dream in the making. Now, with this signing, that dream has a Golden State zip code. The Warriors are known for pushing the boundaries when it comes to talent development. They've taken international prospects before, developed G League talent into rotation players, and found diamonds in the rough. Sato's signing fits into that tradition, but it also goes beyond basketball. This move has global marketing potential written all over it. The Warriors are essentially planting their flag in Southeast Asia's massive basketball market. Kai Sotto brings with him not just height and upside, but a fanbase that spans millions. Now, let's talk about what we know regarding his contract. At this time, sources suggest that Kai has been signed on a two-way deal. That means he'll split time between the Golden State Warriors and their G League affiliate, the Santa Cruz Warriors. For the organization, it's a low-risk, high-upside maneuver. Two-way contracts don't hit the main salary cap the same way standard contracts do, but they allow teams to closely monitor and develop young talent. Sato will be eligible to play up to 50 games with the main team in the NBA under the current rules, giving the Warriors a real opportunity to see what he can do on the big stage. So how does Kai Sotto fit into Golden State's current roster and rotation strategy? Right now, the Warriors are in a transitional phase. After a disappointing end to the 2024-25 season, where they failed to make a deep playoff run, questions have been swirling about their direction. Do they keep the core of Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson together? Do they pivot to a youth movement built around Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Podziemski, and Moses Moody? Or do they try to straddle both timelines? Enter Kai Sotto, a unique prospect who doesn't immediately demand starter minutes but offers tantalizing upside. At 7'3", he gives the Warriors something they've rarely had in the Curry era: size. Not just tall for the sake of being tall size, but legit rim protecting, shot altering, paint presence kind of size. He's not just a tree in the paint. He's got soft hands, a developing mid-range jumper, and intriguing footwork. He's not yet a dominant force, but the raw tools are there. On the defensive end, Sato could become a real asset for Golden State. Their defense struggled at times last season, particularly in the second unit. With his wingspan and timing, Sato could be molded into a rim protector who anchors the defense when Draymond rests or gets into foul trouble. In short stints, he could change the complexion of games by simply altering shots and grabbing boards. On offense, he'll need time. His three-point shot isn't consistent yet, and he's still learning how to deal with the pace and physicality of the NBA. But in pick-and-roll situations, especially with someone like Brandon Podziemski or even Curry, Sato could carve out a role as a roll man, lob target, and offensive rebounder. He's not a finished product, but neither was Kevin Looney when he joined the team. And look how that turned out. Now, shifting gears to the second big storyline floating around the Bay Area right now, the swirling trade buzz surrounding Zion Williamson. Yes, that's right. Multiple sources including ESPN's Bobby Marks and former NBA player Kendrick Perkins have openly floated the idea of Golden State making a play for the Pelicans' all-star forward. The idea isn't completely far-fetched. The Pelicans are reportedly open to shaking things up, especially with questions surrounding Zion's long-term health and fit. Meanwhile, the Warriors are sitting on a war chest of assets, including draft picks, young players like Kuminga and Moody, and even tradable contracts like Chris Paul's partially guaranteed deal. Let's break this down. First, why would the Warriors even consider going after Zion? Simple: star power and upside. At his best, Zion is a wrecking ball. A 6'6", 280-pound force of nature who can dominate in the paint, push the pace, and punish defenders with brute strength. He's a former number 1 pick, and when healthy, one of the most efficient scorers in the league. Pairing him with Curry could be absolutely electric. Imagine fast breaks with Curry spacing the floor and Zion charging down the lane. It could be unstoppable. But there's a flip side to that dream. Zion's health history is concerning. In his 5 years in the NBA, he's played in just over 40% of possible games. Knee injuries, hamstring issues, foot surgeries, you name it. The talent is undeniable, but availability is a real issue. And that's exactly why guys like Curry and Kerr are reportedly pumping the brakes on a move like this. According to insiders, the Warriors' leadership is being very cautious. They don't want to mortgage the team's future, especially not for someone who could be sidelined half the season. Steph Curry, in particular, has been vocal about not making desperation moves. He wants to win, sure, but not at the cost of the next 5 years of competitiveness. So what would a Zion trade even look like? Let's imagine a hypothetical package. The Warriors could offer Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, a future first-round pick, and Chris Paul's contract for salary matching. That might pique the Pelicans' interest, especially if they feel the Zion experiment has run its course. Kuminga is ascending. He's shown flashes of all-star potential. He's younger, more durable, and cheaper. But giving him up for Zion is a gamble, high ceiling, but a very real risk of crashing down. Kendrick Perkins argues it's a gamble worth taking. He's called it a low-risk, high-reward move because of the upside. Perkins points out that the Warriors need a jolt of athleticism and power. Zion brings that in spades. But Bobby Marks is a bit more nuanced. He sees the logic but notes that it only works if the Warriors are comfortable giving up future depth for a short-term title window.